Hey, quick chat with Spirit. I've been, see what you want to say. Spirit, what do you want us to say? There's one here. Oh, adapting. Okay. And challenges and opportunity for growth. That's apparent. It's not living life and vitality and gratitude before starting a new journey. There's loads that want to come up. Let's see what this actual message is. So, I've been listening to a lot of stuff about the Gnostic texts again. I did it about, gosh, I don't know, 30 years ago. I read the Gnostic text and the Mary Magdalene one and the Thomas one. And I read them and I didn't really get away from, what do I want to say? I didn't really, but I read it and it was great. And that was it pretty much. And now coming back to it all these years later, and I'm getting deeper into it. And the thing is that, you know, everything is time, everything is divine timing, and everything is about when you're ready, the teacher appears. So I must be ready to be able to hear this and take this on. And what I've discovered is that actually knowing what Mary Magdalene teaches is fundamentally the most easiest thing to understand, and it also brings about that deep change that you are looking for and the change that you want to put forward. Because instead of just saying to yourself, ego, shut up, and struggling with yourself and fighting with yourself, it talks about the Arcons and the idea that we are living under a false god that is in the material world, and what lies beyond that is, in the depths of it, is the fact that we are already whole, because we are this spiritual being having a human existence, and that the material trying, the sitting, the constant meditating, the trying to capture your breath, the trying so hard to reach a space is still the material self trying to reach a goal, whereas we can just rest into it, because if the kingdom of God is within us, then everything is within us, and we are already God in essence, as a divine spark as it is. So the idea is that the Arcons is what the name is, and that is not a demon that's outside of you, or a sci-fi demon. It is actually the demons within you, and that's how they work on your thought processes. So it makes it a lot easier to notice what you're doing that goes against yourself, and also give it a name where you can sit with it and you can view it as your spiritual being, rather than thinking it's an ego and it's a part of you. If it's something that's outside of you but inside of you, that is bringing all these challenges to you and stopping you being what you're supposed to be on your spiritual level, which is just relaxing into the fact that you are completely whole as you are, and there really isn't anything for you to do apart from keep your connection to your wholeness. Then it makes anything that comes up noticeable, and so then you can see it as something that's going against you, that is not of you. So that's really helpful, been really helpful to me. And the thing is that we keep getting exactly the same cards over and over again, regardless that there's 78 in the pack, we're still getting the same cards. So every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and we do know that there's nothing bad in the world. Even though it seems bad, it's usually with hindsight that we see that actually if that hadn't have happened, then this wouldn't have been happening. So if you perceive everything as spirit led, well, you know, that job wasn't for me then, or, you know, I couldn't get out of the house, I had to keep going back, checking, locking up, or that saved me from maybe a car accident or things like that. If you see it as it's a whole thing and everything is spirit-led, then you can see what's coming up and how you are reacting to it in a judgmental way. And because of the Magdalene teachings, calling the bits that are inside you that are stopping you by another name that is outside of you, like the Arcons, then it's like, okay, so I'm gonna sit here and procrastinate and play my game instead of doing the things I want to do. And you're telling yourself, oh well, that's just me getting a rest. Then that's like an example of an Arcon thing, because it's suppressing you. There's a way of suppressing you by making you think that it's your own thought that you're having, when actually it's not. It's the God of the material world rather than the God that is you. So anyway, so every challenge is an opportunity. Step away from the self-critic, because the self-critic is the material plane again. It's not the God plane, because the God's not going to tell you that you're bad in any way, shape or form. And adapt into this idea that actually these things are outside of you that you're taking on. All your programs that you've had from this life so far has made you do things and behave in a certain way. And if that's going against you, then that is not of you, even though it's you telling yourself. But actually it's not you telling yourself, it's the material world telling you that, only that you've taken that on and thought that that was your idea, but actually it's not. I hope that's clear. That's as clear as I can get it right now. But so every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Step away from the self-critic and adapt into this. So take your time and sit with anything that comes up and just observe it as an observer, as a watcher of, oh, this is unfolding and I want to say that which is gonna, you know, upset other people. Why do I want to say that? What could I say differently? What would I say differently that wouldn't lead to that sort of thing? So it's about being able to sit with yourself and notice these things that come up, and notice how it would do something that would get in your way. Harvest time, because everything is coming to us now, including understanding. So harvest time and abundance doesn't necessarily mean money and all that sort of stuff. It can be an abundance of joie de vivre, you know, a joy of life. And the way that you enjoy life is because you're behaving from your heart plane, from your higher self, rather than your lower plane, your lower self, like your survival needs and your needs, trying to get your needs met and worrying about things not coming in. So for instance, like I had that week off recently, and then I went to work for one day and I was just like, oh my God, there's just one day this week that I've got paid for. And when it came back, because I was open to doing something else perhaps, and I left the worry alone about it, when it came back, it meant that actually something to do with my tax, I'd got more money than I would have earned for doing the 2 days, or I got just as much money for doing the 2 days. So it sort of came through. So the harvest time could be the harvest of just being allowed to think that we are full, that we are already whole, that there is nothing missing inside of us, and therefore we are free to go about our business. And that's a really nice place to be in, because that sort of takes away a lot of the angst that surrounds us. So it's a seesaw moment. So seesaw moment is like it can go one way or it can go the other. So you can stay with your thoughts of what you would do initially because of how you've been programmed in life from society around you, or you could sit in the middle of that, like in the middle of the Wheel of Fortune, and stay in that God-centered self to be able to see what you would do differently if you could, you know, because sometimes in life we do things go, oh, if I'd have not just done that. And usually the things that we do are knee-jerk reactions, because that's what we're used to. So see it as a seesaw moment when these things come up. Is this me? Is this outside of me? Is this something that I'm programmed to think? Is this something I've always done that I should do or I would do differently? You only have control over you. Okay, so again, it's about leaving the circumstances that are outside of you to themselves, because it's only about how you perceive things. Back to the Shakespeare, nothing is good or bad, only the thought makes it so. So if you're getting blocked on a thing, maybe it's a good thing you're getting blocked. Maybe that's not the right way for you to go. Sit back, relax. What is it that you're worried about? What is it that you're not achieving? Could you do something differently? Could you go, you know, is there a different job that you could apply for that, you know, is going to make you happier or something? Because then we go in that direction. When we get in our chariot and we go in that direction, and we've got everything that we need on board with us to go future and fly, and the mountains are new experiences and new opportunities and new challenges. I mean, life is challenging. It doesn't stop being challenging. It's just different challenges. Like when your kids are little, there's challenges there, and then they're teenagers, and then there's different challenges, and then they're adults, and there's different challenges there. There's always going to be challenges. It's just how you perceive things going forward. And the last thing you want to be is on your deathbed thinking, oh, I should have done that. What's that 10 things that they say about people on their deathbed that they all say the same thing? I should have danced more. I should have eaten more. I should have been chosen to be with my family and friends more. You know, I shouldn't have taken work so seriously. That sort of thing. So I value myself, I respect myself, and I got this. Yourself is yourself, and according to this teaching, yourself is fully there. You are whole, you are capable, you are strong, you are magnificent, you are part of the Godhead, you are full of love. So I respect that part of me, and no longer will I have this knee-jerk reaction that's going to make me say and do these other things to other people and to myself. I'm not going to let that get in my way. And it's not of myself. This is the thing that makes it easier, because it's not like you're having a battle with yourself. It's just that you are noticing these things very quietly. And when you sit quietly with these things, the new idea, it just starts jumping in. You know, everything is practice. But just state the facts. Oh my God, so just state the facts. Just say, this is what's happening. This is how I would usually deal with it. You know, what does this actually mean to me? What does this actually mean to me? What is actually happening here? Without having that emotional knee-jerk kick-out reaction that we've all been trained to have. The Lovers used to be the choice card. So this is a choice. So this is down to you. This is all about you making those choices for yourself, but not for yourself in the world that you've grown up in. The world for yourself that is at the depth of you, the inside of you. That self, your God self. This is, I love this so much. I've got this on a t-shirt, just saying. But this is Lilith, Adam and Eve. So Lilith is your passionate side. Adam is your God consciousness, and Eve is the face that we show the world. So check in with this. I like to check in with this every day. I've got a big picture of it in my room. I like to check in and see who I think is smiling at me, or you know, which one is working for me, which state of being am I actually in, and something comes up. And again, today I will not underestimate myself. I've got this. So, and I am not my vehicle. I am a spiritual being having a human existence. So this whole conversation is basically about you owning your God self, your perfect self, as you are perfect. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. And I'm just getting this feeling I need to go forward. So it's the Gnostic text of Mary Magdalene and what she teaches about the Arcons. So do check that out while you can on YouTube before they put loads of EastEnders. Apparently they're going to do that instead. But check all that out, so that you can, maybe somebody will say it with ears that you can hear if I haven't been able to describe it perfectly for you. But the cards are basically saying that whole story. Be the true you, not the you that you've been brought up to be. So if we could just have one more qualifying card, please, Spirit, just to tell us something. Okay, so that one that jumped was I am open to receiving. Open to receive that new download, like people like to call it. That new download when you're sitting there on your seesaw moment. taking that breath, sitting with yourself. Okay, well, I won't do that, I'll do this. And doubt your doubt that you can still walk around in this 3D world as your spiritual self. Doubt your doubt that you have to do so many things. So if you don't want to meditate, or if you don't want to connect with spirit, or if you don't feel like doing anything in particular, lay down in the silence. Don't put the guided meditation on. Don't try to do your practice, but don't do anything else. Just lay down in the silence and see, without reaching for anything, any understanding or anything. Just lay down with the idea of seeing if anything at all happens, and see what those thoughts are. And the Hermit. So the Hermit is taking that time out for yourself again. It couldn't be, there's so many cards. Let's just do, because it's getting smaller, the pile's getting higher, so now we need 2 and then we'll need 1, won't we, to see if the conversation changes at all, or if it's just like this, because spirit just seems to be repeating the same thing till we get all of the knowledge in one place. So let's just see, do we want something else, or is that it? Well, we've got this last one then, the Fool. You're on your journey, so that you can go and you can cross the bridge and you can climb the peaks and you can go on your new journey into your new way of living and your new way of being, which is ultimately true to yourself and your God conscious space. So relax into it. All these things that get in your way and annoy you, don't try to fight them immediately. Just sit down very quietly, without reaching. Don't reach for anything, because that's still the 3D thing. Don't try in any direction. Just sit there and see if anything comes up. Happy days. Namaste.